It only has 10 questions. It will not take you the whole class period. Could not. Literally impossible. Okay, we're starting on number 67. I know normally on test days you automatically get a 5, but that is not the case today. So how about your number strip when you're ready to go? Okay, my cover can is being difficult again, which we're just going to have to deal with. Good thing you have it on your own paper.
Looks like you can clearly see it, but you sometimes get a little bit of hazy smell.
It will be okay.
Yeah.
So, identify the quadratic function graph below. What is the answer to number 67?
C.
Arturo's group get a point.
However, if it was V, it would. If it was V, it would have been.
Did you say it? You can get it. Okay, so we knew that there were. It crossed at 0, and it crossed at -4, and we knew it was a negative parabola. So I knew it wasn't A because A has a positive leading coefficient.
However, if it was flipped the other way, it would have been B instead of C.
Yes, it is. If we were trying to work it out, if I factored out a negative x, I would be left with x minus 4. In fact, I'm not going to factor out a negative x. I might. I don't know. I could have. There's lots of options. And I think it's obvious it's C. I'm going to move on. 68. Let's go to 68. The graph of f of x equals -2x squared opens blank and has a blank value. So does it open up or down, and does it have a maximum min? That's something we can recognize straight from the equation. -2x squared plus x.
A.
6 and 2 get a point. It is down because of that -2. And we know if it's a down parabola, it must have a maximum. So that is the correct answer. 69. Determine whether f of x equals 4x squared minus 16x plus 6 has a max or min, and find that value. Okay, well for sure I don't know what letters you said. Say words again. Arturo says A. Hunter said B. Seth said B. Arturo is correct and he can have a point. It's A. Now we know, since it's a positive leading coefficient, that positive 4 in front, we knew it was going to open up. So I knew it was going to be a min. So I knew it wasn't C or D. So I was either guessing A or B. Now you can actually calculate where that vertex is. If you use that equation we discussed yesterday, the negative b over 2a. What I would do is graph it on my calculator and figure out the min from my calculator. I would press the second button, and then I would press min, and I would set my bounds and figure it out. Okay, 70, the quadratic function f of x equals x squared has blank. No zeros, exactly 2 zeros, exactly 1 zero, more than 2 zeros. There is one bad answer on 70. What is the bad answer? 4 get 2 points. More than 2 was terrible. Don't pick that one. Arturo says the real answer is B, exactly 1 zero. And Arturo is correct with exactly 1 zero. So x squared, if we set that equal to 0, and we take the square root of both sides, we'll have x equals plus or minus 0. But is there a plus or minus 0? No, there's just a 0. So it's only the one solution of x equals 0. Trust me, I tried at a younger point in my life to argue there was a negative 0. Sadly, there is not. Okay, 71. Solve x squared equals 4x by graphing. If exact roots cannot be found, state the consecutive integers between which roots are located.
A.
Okay, so 71, Arturo says is A, and he is incorrect. One get the point, it is D. It said to do it by graphing, which of course I can.
Okay, but I said it first.
Tyreek said it first. You gotta move everybody to one side in order to put it in my graphing calculator. And I know it said to do it by graphing, but we don't have to. On the semester exam, even if it says solve by quadratic formula, I don't know whether or not you do. you do what you need to do to get the answer. So what I would have done is I would have factored out an x, said x minus 4 equals 0. So my answers are x equals 0 and x equals 4. So I set each of them equal to 0. And when I solve, I end up getting x equals 0 and x equals 4. That's what I would have done. But again, it said to do it by graphing, and we definitely could have done it by graphing as long as we moved everything to one side first. Okay, we are going to do a few more. Let's go to 72. Okay, on 72 it says, which quadratic equation has roots -2 and 1/5? I don't know. You can't read it anyway. 72.
It's not C.
Why?
We'll see. Has like already has -2 in it. They got that.
It's B.
1, 2, 6, get a point. It is B, and they're right. I was either guessing B or C to begin with. I would have tried to factor both of them. Now you can use Ms. Brister's slide divide bottoms up if you want to. You know I like to just guess and check. So I have two things. I have a 5x and an x to get 5x squared. I need it to go to -2, so I'm going to try maybe -1, +2. I don't know if I'm right or wrong. I'm just guessing. And honestly, I'm guessing based off the answers. Because I know I want a -2 as my answer, so x plus 2 would be the factor. Okay, if I set each of those, so 5x squared plus 10x minus x minus 2. Hey, I've guessed correctly. Those are the two factors. It did work out. So I have 5x minus 1 equals 0, so x equals 1/5. And I have x plus 2 equals 0, so x equals -2. Okay. So the easiest way to do it, I think, and it's really a crappy multiple choice question because it just stinks. The easiest way to do it is if you understand -2 needs to be my answer, then x plus 2 must be one of my factors. And if 1/5 is one of my answers, then like 5x minus 1 was one of my factors. So you could have literally done it in reverse, FOILed it out, and gotten the correct answer. But have we ever done it like that? No. So I probably would have had to try to factor on each of them and figure out which one was right. But Seth and Hunter and Arturo are right. I knew when I was trying to factor, I should try to start off with B or C. Okay, 72. I mean, that was 72. 73.
It's C.
Why?
Because when I graphed it into the calculator, it crossed -2/3 and the +7 on the x-axis.
Arturo, you can have 2 points. Because my brain wasn't even working like that this morning. So I'm trying to make you factor. And you don't even have to factor because Arturo's right. If we're given all the answers, why can't we just graph them and figure out which one crosses the 2 spots we need? Wouldn't that be way easier?
Beware the glare!
That would be so much easier. Good job, Arturo. Okay, and then 74 is our last one for today. You better answer it so you can get your group some points, because I got some groups is about to lose points. They on my nerves. that multiply to negative 18 and add to negative 3. It hasn't this whole time in one day. That's what we started off discussing, that my cover cam's having a day. Was it? Oh, well, now it'll work, but I hadn't wanted to work the whole time. It's D. Every group can have a point. I knew they had to, so x plus 3, x minus 6, that 3 times negative 6 is negative 18, positive 3 minus 6 is negative 3, so those are my two factors, and I set them each equal to 0, so x plus 3 equals 0, I get x equals negative 3, x minus 6 equals 0, I get x equals 6. So you're correct, it is D, and I would have solved it by factoring. But again, Arturo is correct. Any quadratic, or really anything, if we're asking to find roots and stuff, why not just graph it? He graphed it, so it crossed at negative 3, positive 6. He knew the two answers to begin with. He didn't actually have to factor. So if it's multiple choice, even if it says factor, they don't know. I won't even know if you don't factor. I don't know. I don't look at your scratch work. I just look at your Scantron. Okay, we'll stop there and pick up on the others tomorrow. Partially because you're on my nerves a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. And then partially because, if you recall, complex numbers is not your forte, so I don't even want to debate with you about I to the whatever it is next. If I were you, I'd go ahead and try some of those at home before you get started. Okay, clear off your desk. You don't need anything except